What's up, Trailblazers? Welcome back to another FGRolls video. Sometime last night, the Myriad Celestia trailer for Acheron finally dropped. I don't think there's anyone who isn't excited for this character, but I am especially excited for what the trailers are going to look like, especially with this one, because right now, in my opinion, Acheron has got to be the most mysterious character that we're dealing with in Penacony, other than Firefly herself, because we know absolutely nothing about Acheron for now. So given that Sparkle's Myriad Celestia trailer, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because that is the first trailer I had seen, and that seemed to give at least maybe not a total view of what Sparkle's past was like, but at the very least gave us a pretty good clue about how Sparkle became who she is today. So now I'm curious to see what we're going to see for Acheron and how her past modeled her. With all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead, jump right into the video, and see what we've got. I'm not going to be able to pause. My mouse has vanished.
Why Izumo forged these blades?
Oh. Shit's on fire. That's never a good start.
Because in times past, when the Yao Yorozu no Kami descended here, they wrought death and disaster on this world and its people. To save the world, Izumo splintered 70,033 blades and forged them into the 12 Sentinels. The first was...
Okay, pause. All right, first. Okay, and first of all, yes, I can pause. Or I can use the mouse. Awesome.
They wrought death and disaster on this world and its people.
Gods, this artwork is amazing. I love... Is that brushstroke? Or is that pencil? I don't know, but I just love, like, the fading red into black. It's so fucking good. But also, it's like oh my god, I'm just getting flashbacks to my time playing HI3.
70,033 blades and
70,033 blades. Why such a specific number? And then, okay, so 70,000 into 12 Sentinels. I assume the Sentinels are the swords, maybe?
The first was truth, forged by the Sovereign of Revelation.
Oh.
It could teach mortals the way of the law and create miracles from the deconstruction.
Wait, what are sovereigns? What are sovereigns? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm right. So the 12 Sentinels are probably swords. But what are the sovereigns? Is that like, maybe those are something similar to Aeons for the people of this planet or this world?
The second was sky, forged by the eternal zenith. It could form a barrier from the firmament and prevent the innumerable gods of misery from passing through.
Hold up. I am very curious because this is like kind of reminding me of Acheron's skill right now and her ultimate, and I'm just like, is there a connection?
It could form a barrier from the firmament and prevent the innumerable gods of misery from passing through.
I wish I knew more about symbolism because then I would be able to say something.
Able to summon lightning to rend the heavens and meteors to rain down divine punishment. The fourth was
just casually slaying dragons, I see.
Earth and tear cloud with biting wind.
Okay, so literally, whoever this Izumo guy is took 70,000 blades and forged them into what seems to be sentient fucking swords. That's awesome. Each with their own incredible power.
And rain. The fifth was frost, freezing the land in an instant.
If that's not... Okay, that's just fucking Inazuma.
The restless cycle of life and death. Then there was flare, thought, root, form, bind, maw. With those sentinels, we seized on tomorrow's expectation, winning victory after victory, until...
All of them were broken.
Oh.
The price of every victory was a world in its entirety.
Sorry, it takes me a while. First of all, 70,000 blades were used to make these swords, and then they got broken. Man, I hope they got their deposits back on that.
And in the end, that entirety was lost.
Who is this guy talking?
And so Izumo splintered 12 sentinels and forged them into 2 bearers.
Oh.
The first was Origin. The second was End. The world forged 70,047 blades, and only one could save Izumo.
Hold on. Let me go back. Okay.
Entirety was lost. And so Izumo splintered 12 sentinels and forged them into 2 bearers. The first was Origin.
So took the splinters of the swords to create 2 new weapons. Origin and End.
The second was End.
But actually take note that that's not how they're describing it. That they are describing the weapon. They never say swords. I think this is interesting. Took 70,000 blades and then turned them into 12 sentinels. The swords were shattered and the splinters were used to create 2 bearers. But they never say that they were used to create 2 swords. So is this way of saying is that Acheron is not simply a person, but a sword as well? Or maybe it's the thought process as the ones who wield the sword that they are not people?
The world forged 70,047 blades, and only one could save Izumo. But you and I both know the road to salvation does not exist. There is no trace of tomorrow.
First of all, awesome. But second of all,
Resisting the Kami
who is this guy talking? Are we going to finally...
We pawned everything, all for the destruction of 2 worlds. In times past, Takamagahara, upon which the Kami descended, was surely as beautiful as Izumo. So, do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Because of a lie. An end that never existed. We long since strode into their shadow. Each step forward one that we can never walk back.
Oh.
Until the last blade is forged into... Not.
Damn. Okay, actually, that is very thought-provoking. That is extremely, extremely interesting. Okay, the thing I want to get into here is kind of a theory that has been going around for a while. Aventurine says it specifically, that Acheron is most likely an emanator. Now, Aventurine states that they are likely an emanator of either destruction or finality. That's certainly interesting. However, I have seen it deposited that that is not the case at all. In fact, that she is most likely an emanator of nihility. Now, the first thing I want to say here is that so far, I think we've had a couple of... I think we've had at least one emanator being playable, that being Jingyuin. I don't really know. It's like, I will admit, I've ignored quite a lot of backstory, and I do need to go back and take a look at all that. But I have also seen it being deposited that she might actually be she might actually be an emanator of veracity. Okay. And I thought that was interesting enough to go and do a little bit more research here. So if you guys have seen the Black Swan and Acheron animated video, which by the way is awesome, absolutely goated to watch, you will see a scene with a snake in it. And that does catch my attention a little bit, because when I started looking at that, and then I started doing research into who the Aeon of Veracity was, I found out their name was Ouroboros. Now that caught my attention a little bit, because Ouroboros is the Infinity Serpent, the Eternity Serpent, usually describing as a snake or a lizard eating its own tail. Basically, it just references eternity, and what catches my attention here is something that was said. Sorry, I switched my mouse click, and it's like real, and I'm not used to it yet.
These blades?
Because of a lie. An end that never existed.
An end that never existed. That catches my attention real quick, because I'm wondering if this is hinting at her own, more or less at her own belief. Obviously, this is what she believes, but I wonder if this belief might have been enough to catch the attention of Ouroboros and making her the emanator of Veracity.
We long since strode into their shadow.
I just kind of feel like there
Each
is a lot
step
of
forward
evidence
one that
to
we
it.
can never walk back. Until the last blade is forged into.
Which, by the way, watching this is so badass. Watching the red spread to create a new sword is so freaking cool. What? The fade of black hair to white hair is amazing. More or less,
I knew this world was fleeting.
I guess what she's saying is that she is trapped in
And
just an
yet-
eternal cycle.
And yet.
Gods! Oh my god, that trailer was beautiful! I mean, not beautiful in that, you know, it was like gorgeous to look at or anything. I almost want to go, you know what, it's like I almost want to go and click on this and watch it as more of a reaction, but holy shit, that actually looked so freaking goated. I want to kind of go back through it again, see if I can pick up anything else.
Izumo forged these blades.
One thing I do find interesting, I think, first of all, I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit.
Times past, when
Just
the
a
Yao
bit
Yorozu no
more.
Kami descended here. They wrought death and disaster on this world and its people. To save the world, Izumo splintered 70,000.
It does bring the question here of what happened to her horns? Like, did she just rip them off? Why doesn't she have them anymore?
And 33 blades, and forged them into the 12 sentinels.
Okay, so okay, so the destruction is I kept wondering about that. So the destruction we see at the beginning, and this is just a brief flashback to what the city looked like before it was destroyed. I did not even think about that before.
The first was truth, forged by the Sovereign of Revelation.
Okay. Truth forged by the Sovereign of Revelation. What is a sovereign?
It could teach mortals the way
I
of
just
the
want to
law
know what a
and
sovereign
create
is.
miracles from the deconstruction of all things. The second was sky, forged by the eternal zenith.
This is what
It could
does
form a
catch.
barrier.
This is something that catches my attention a little bit. Although, second of all, I think I'm also sitting here and I'm getting kind of flashbacks. Is this possibly just the members of the Antimatter Legion or something?
From the firmament and prevent the innumerable gods of misery from passing through.
Okay, so this is the sword.
The third was Howl, able to summon lightning to rend
Okay, so lightning, interesting.
heavens and meteors to rain down divine punishment. The fourth was Mist, able to break earth and tear cloud with biting wind and rain. The fifth was
You're saying that sword Hold on, are we saying this sword has as much power as Imbibitor Lunae, master of the rain? Holy cow. Why do we need Imbiber de Lune now? Let's just get this sword. Same power.
The fifth was frost.
I do find
freezing
it
the land
interesting.
In an instant.
I do find it interesting
The sixth was
that
faith.
she is covering
The
all
restless
of these
cycle of
individual
life.
swords.
That-
I also just want to bring this up. This sword feels very
The
reminiscent
restless
of the
cycle
one
of
she
life
has
and
now,
death.
simply because of the flowers.
Then there was flare, thought, root.
Okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to point out at is that she just started going all out. Like, at first, she gave us every individual detail of these swords, but now she's just mentioning them by name.
Form, bind, maw. With those sentinels, we seized on tomorrow's expectation.
So I almost wonder,
Winning victory
could these other
after victory.
swords become important later?
All of them were broken.
Or was it just a matter of
Price
when
of
they were
every
designing the
victory
trailer?
the world and its entirety.
It might just be a writing aspect where it was like,
And in the
they
end,
wanted to
that
emphasize
entirety was
the first
lost.
set, and then they were like, okay, this
And
is going,
so Izumo
this is going
splintered
too
12
slowly,
sentinels
so
and
they
forged them
just
into two
pushed
bearers.
it. Which
The
is fair,
first
I guess.
was Origin. The second was End.
Origin and End is so interesting.
The world forged 70,047 blades, and only one could save Izumo.
I think what's interesting is that, okay, let me go back through this.
So Izumo splintered 12 sentinels and forged them into two bearers.
Okay, so Izumo is the world,
The first was Origin. The second
or is it a person?
was End.
Now here's what else is interesting is that, okay, they say Izumo created this,
The
but
world
apparently forging End led to it just creating more weapons and perhaps an even more vile enemy. So in a way, it's almost like saying it had, the world basically ended itself. Assuming Izumo is in fact the world itself and not a person, it led to its own self-destruction, is what I'm seeing. So much so,
world forged 70,047 blades.
I don't even
And
know how to
only one
describe
could
this.
save
But
Izumo.
basically, I get the feeling that basically it's like
But you
as it created more and more weapons, or rather
The
less
road to
weapons,
salvation does not exist. There is no trace of tomorrow.
the world, it basically self-destructed. It
Resisting
doomed
the
itself,
Kamigami,
which is
humanity
fascinating.
will eventually become Oni. We pawned everything, all for the destruction of two worlds.
Hold up, back up, what?
All for the destruction of two worlds.
All right, I need captions on for a second.
Everything.
We pawned
all for the
everything,
destruction of two worlds.
all for the destruction of two worlds. What two worlds are we talking about? Well, now I'm curious. What two worlds are we talking about? Of course, I do want to state, now we're talking destruction, so it might be possible that Acheron truly is just an emanator of destruction. I don't know, but I don't want to backtrack on the veracity theory because I think that has a lot of potential, and that sounds so interesting. I think it's just not as interesting if they just make her emanator of nihility, if you want me to be honest. I'm sorry. I don't think it would be. But destruction or veracity are definitely where I'd be like, this seems cool. Finality would also be interesting.
In times past,
But I'm curious about this destruction of two
Takamagawa,
worlds.
upon which the Kami descended, was surely as beautiful as Izumo. So, do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Because of a lie. An end that never existed. We long since
My God.
strode into their shadow.
My
Each
gosh.
step forward one that we can never walk back.
I'm sorry, this trailer is beautiful. I absolutely love this.
Not.
Oh! I I didn't even notice. Okay. So when she transformed into the white-haired state, she lost her horns. I hadn't even noticed that the first time. See, this is why it's always good to go back. All right. And then it all just kind of subsides here.
I knew this world was fleeting. And yet...
I didn't mean to click that. I didn't mean to click that. All right. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry that I ran through that trailer twice, but I am so fascinated by Acheron's story and character. I want to know where this is going. And if I don't stop myself, I am literally going to probably end up... I don't even know. I really don't even know. But right now, there is just so much about her that we don't know. And I am looking forward to 2.1 storyline so that we can see it. In any case, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. If there is anything you guys believe about Acheron, if you guys have your own theories about, or if you have your own theories, or there's anything in the trailer that I personally missed that you saw, I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. Leave a like down. Sorry, I'm so bad with outros. Click the like button, click the subscribe button if you want to find out about any future content. And until next time, everyone, this has been FGRolls signing off.